Hello friends, I am Advocate Arun Agarwal, Legal Head Connecting NRIs India. We are very thankful for your response to our previous video. Based upon the response which we have received on the previous video, we have decided to start our series with the distribution of assets among Hindus as per the Hindu Succession Act. But before getting into the details of Hindu Succession Act, let us see which properties are ancestral properties and which properties are considered to be the self-acquired properties. Broadly speaking, an ancestral property is one which a person inherits from his father, grandfather or great-grandfather. That is, three lineage ascendant from him. So that property is considered as an ancestral property wherein that person has acquired a right by birth. In contrast to the ancestral property, a separate property is one which a person has acquired by his own volitions, and his successors, they don't have any interest only by way of their birth in the family. We can understand this by way of an example also. Suppose there is a person, Ram, who is having some property. So whether that property is his ancestral property or his self-acquired. In order to ascertain, we have to see how Ram has acquired that property. Whether that property has been acquired by his own volition or by inheritance in the family. If that particular property belongs previously to his father or to his grandfather or to his great-grandfather, and because of the death of the ancestors, that property has changed the hands from one to another. So that property is an ancestral property. But if that property comes by way of will, gift, relinquishment deed or any other mode, even by consent decree or any other kind of transfer decree, then that property has lost his character as ancestral property, then it becomes a separate property. Also, we have to understand one thing, and a separate property can be converted into an ancestral property. In this example, if Ram dies without any will, then the legal heirs, they will take this property as ancestral property, though in the hands of Ram it was separate property, but in the hands of his legal heirs it will be a ancestral property. And on the contrary, if Ram, he has bequeathed his property amongst his legal heirs by way of will, then the legal heirs, they will take the same property as a separate property, not as an ancestral property. There is a very peculiar character of ancestral property and the share amongst the legal heirs. If there is a birth in the family, the share of a particular person, that decreases. But if there is a death in the family, then the share increases. As per the ancient Hindu law, only the sons, they can get the ancestral property. But by way of amendment in September 2005, the daughters have also been given equal right as per the sons in the ancestral property also. So they are also a part of the ancestral property, and the property will be divided equally amongst them also. So in a nutshell, an ancestral property is a property which a person has acquired by way of inheritance from his male ancestor. Number 2, it is undivided. And number 3, this property came to his hands after his father has expired without any will. On the other hand, a separate property is one which a person has acquired out of his own volition, number 1. Number 2, if it has come to his hands through his mother or maternal relations or paternal relations. Number 3, if he has acquired that property by way of gift, will, release deed, consent decree, transfer decree, etc. Or if it is a partition property. So in all these properties, he don't have any right by way of birth. So those all properties, they are considered as his separate property, not the ancestral properties. These are the basic principles by way of which you can ascertain whether a property in your hand is a separate property or an ancestral property. So in the next videos, we will discuss how these properties can be distributed among the legal heirs. What are the rights of legal heirs vis-a-vis the ancestral property or the separate property, and what are the shares which can be given to a legal heir. That's all for the day. We hope most of your queries have been answered, but if in any case you have left with any query, you can contact us on the given numbers, or you can send your queries via email or WhatsApp numbers. Thank you. Have a nice day.